Ever wondered why Mihawk never gave Shanks a taste of his big black cleaver? Isn't he supposed to be the world's strongest swordsman? Well, the answer lies in something deeper, way deeper. See, Mihawk might be a tough guy, but he's a softie when it comes to Shanks. It's not about fear though, it's about respect. Like that silent code among rivals. When Shanks lost his arm, Mihawk decided to keep his sword sheathed. Literally. It's like, what's the point of challenging a man with one arm? For Mihawk, going against Shanks now would be like training wheels on a bike. Just no thrill, you know. And Shanks, he's just sitting back, watching the tension between them grow. So, instead of swinging swords, they just end up clinking mugs. It's like, swords are cool, but sometimes it's better to share a drink than a duel. Ain't that the most legendary bromance ever? Could Vegapunk and Blackbeard actually have something in common? It's weird, right? Both Vegapunk and Stuy love apple pie, and guess who else does? Blackbeard. But here's the kicker, Luffy hates apple pie. Yep, way back in Zaya, he couldn't stand it. So what's the deal? You see, apple pie might be a hidden symbol. Vegapunk, Stuy and Blackbeard all have, let's say, morally flexible sides. Maybe they are drawn to the same sweet taste because they share complex motivations. It's like a secret club of shady folks, all united by dessert. Luffy's dislike? Well, maybe it's his instincts telling him to steer clear of these apple pie types. So, could Oda be using this little detail to hint that Vegapunk and Stuy might lean closer to Blackbeard's side than we thought? Only time and a slice of pie will tell. Wait a minute, if Doflamingo's bird cage could trap everyone and nobody could cut through it, even with Haki, why didn't he just use it on Luffy? Think about it, Doflamingo could have just sat back with a drink and watched Luffy struggle. But here's the twist, Doflamingo's got an ego bigger than the Grand Line. This guy wanted a showdown, not just some cheap trap. He's got this Shizubukai pride, right? A true diva moment. Birdcaging Luffy would have been too easy, too boring. Plus, Birdcage is wild, he might have crushed his own turf and his forces. Doflamingo wanted to be remembered as the guy who fought Luffy, not the guy who just trapped him. So maybe it's not that he couldn't birdcage Luffy, it's that he didn't want to. His pride might just be his greatest weakness. Have you ever wondered what Garp's My Justice Moto really means? This guy isn't just any marine, known as Garp the Fist. He's got a 3 billion berries bounty and is part of the mysterious D clan. But here's the twist, Garp doesn't play by the rules. His justice is his justice. You see, Garp's motto, My Justice, means he's following his own path, even in the Marines. It's like he's got his own code, way different from the strict Marine ideals. Maybe it's that D-clan rebellious spirit. Plus, this guy's like a Saint Bernard, wild and fiercely loyal. He'd rather protect his family and stay true to himself than get tied down to the higher ranks. So, could Garp's free-spirited justice shake up the Marines? Who knows, but one thing's for sure, this party animal isn't following anybody's rules but his own. What if Chopper's medical skills actually saved Whitebeard before Marineford? Picture this, Kuma's powers mess up and Chopper lands smack in Whitebeard's territory. Poor Chopper has no clue who this big guy is, but he spends a whole week patching him up, giving Whitebeard that extra boost. Now, fast forward to Marineford, Whitebeard standing stronger, maybe taking fewer hits, maybe swinging even harder. Could that extra care from Chopper have made the difference? Imagine if Whitebeard fought with full strength, maybe even saving Ace or turning the tables on the Marines. Just think, our fluffy rookie doctor accidentally shaping one of the biggest battles in history. Guess those Dr. Cotton Candy skills, Packa Punch. Have you ever wondered how Luffy's Gear 5 lets him pull objects out of thin air? In a recent Q&A, Oda explained that this ability is the entrance to Nika's fantasy, meaning Luffy can bring his imagination to life. This revelation has fans buzzing across Reddit, YouTube and TikTok, with theories and memes popping up everywhere. Some even joke that Luffy's new powers make him the ultimate party trickster, able to conjure up snacks and drinks on demand. On YouTube, creators are breaking down this new ability, while TikTok is flooded with clips of fans imagining what they would create with such powers. Instagram Picassos are illustrating Luffy's wildest creations, from giant rubber ducks to instant noodle bowls. This new aspect of Luffy's power adds a fun and wacky twist to the series, keeping fans excited for what's next. So, if you haven't caught up yet, now's the time to dive back into the world of One Piece and see Luffy's imagination run wild. How did Luffy go from starving to stuffed in the blink of an eye? In chapter 1103, he was so hungry he could barely stand, but fast forward to chapter 1106 and he's all fired up again. So who's the mystery chef here? Oda's got us guessing. Sanji was nearby, so maybe he tossed Luffy a quick snack, or Frankie, with his gadgets, might have whipped up something real quick. But here's where it gets wild. Kizaru was also there, and Oda hints that whoever fed Luffy did it at the speed of light. Only Kizaru could pull that off without anyone noticing, right? Imagine the Marine Admiral casually tossing Luffy some grub at light speed, like the sneakiest snack delivery ever. So could Kizaru be a surprise chef, feeding Luffy faster than our eyes can see? Did Oda come up with domain expansion before it was even cool? Think about it. Law's room lets him slice, swap, and control everything inside his own little space. Sound familiar? That's basically what a domain expansion does in Jujutsu Kaisen. Law's been throwing down his room for years, bending reality his way, while everyone thought Jujutsu Kaisen brought something new. Maybe Akutami saw Law's power and thought, hey, that would be perfect for a sorcerer's ultimate move. Imagine Law as the original domain king. Room was the domain before domains were even a thing. Guess Law's been setting trends without even knowing it. Ever wonder what would make Goldie Roger laugh so hard at the One Piece? What if it's not just treasure, but a key to wiping out the entire world government, like pressing a big red button to reset the world? Back in the Void Century, the early government used ancient weapons like Pluton to sink entire continents to stop Joyboy and his crew. And guess what? The One Piece might be that ultimate power, hidden so well that it takes someone as crazy as Luffy to unlock it without hesitation. Now, imagine Luffy reaching Laugh Tale, all excited, and instead of a golden crown, he finds the destruction switch for the red line. Would he use it? Roger laughed because he knew that whoever reaches it first could turn the whole world upside down. Imagine Luffy's face, seeing that kind of responsibility on his plate. Our guy might just laugh too before deciding to keep it under wraps, or knowing him, maybe press it. Did you know Marine Admirals Fujiwara Rokugo used to have seriously shady pasts? Yeah, who would have thought? Before the shiny marine coat, Rokugo was a police officer in the South Blue, just an everyday law enforcer, until an incident with a woman landed him in prison. Talk about bad romance, but his insane strength was too much to ignore, so the Marines drafted him straight out of jail, and bam! Instant Admiral. And Fujiwara? He was a bodyguard in the West Blue after losing big at a gambling joint. But this wasn't just any gambler. Turns out, he was the defense chief of a destroyed kingdom and even a war criminal. The world government literally bought him for his power, throwing cash his way like he was a pocket change. So next time you see them in action, just remember, these guys are the wild cards of the Marines. Ever wondered why Sanji's always got a cigarette hanging from his lips? Is it just a cool look, or is there something more going on? You see, Sanji's iconic move, Devil Jambe, translates to Devil's Leg, hinting at a dark or dangerous source of power, potentially linked to his smoking. So smoking actually fuels his fire abilities. Each puff adds to his heat, helping him light up his leg like a firework. On the other hand, smoking also calms him down, keeping his emotions steady. Not only that, Sanji's smoking hides something much deeper, a rebellious edge against his Zerma past that gives him strength. So next time you see him light up, remember, Sanji's cigarettes are his power-up capsules, just like Chopper's Rumble Ball. Who's the guy on the berries in One Piece? Ever noticed his face? Normally, only kings and queens end up on cash, right? So is this guy the king of the One Piece world? What if their face is actually Imu Sama, the mysterious ruler hiding in the shadows? Oda could have been dropping hints about Imu's appearance this whole time, right there on the money we see in almost every arc. Imagine, every time someone hands over a berry, they're patting around Imu's face, completely clueless. Oda might just be showing us the king of the world without saying a word. Talk about a sneaky reveal.